What's up, ladies? Carolina wren that is just flying around in here, and I'm not sure where the nest is. These are two old nests. Try this again. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? AA coming back at you with another cool video here. So check this out, man. I have learned a lot over the past couple days, and I hope that y'all have had a good weekend. But so let me bring you up to speed. We've got a few things that we've got to do here. Number one, we've got to do a refractory test. Number two, we got to do a couple of product reviews, as well as some forging. So, let me continue to bring you up to speed. Currently, what you're seeing here is I did get the door put on the forge. Now, I did it and closed it without lining, and I heated up the forge, and it got red hot, which is telling me that it did hold a lot of that heat back. And I can see a huge difference inside the forge with that closed off. So awesome sauce there. Also, I poured out of my own recipe a sacrificial floor. I got it turned up right now to dry, or cure rather, heat cure, because it's air dried for 2 days. So now I'm heat drying it. I had blasted it with 750 degree. It's cooled off. I am now blasting it with 1000 degree air. As far as the door, so you will notice it's kind of hot. You will notice something familiar here. So this is the soapstone. This is soapstone that is used as welding markers. That is the stuff that I threw in the foundry and blasted the crap out of, and it held up beautifully. That's the stuff that has 10 oxygen atoms in it. So I took the mortar in which I've used to line the forge, which is cracking exponentially on me, and I keep patching it and it just keeps cracking, so it's not a good forge lining. Vesuvius 3000, but we're going to see how it works as mortar. But I took that and plastered it to the door. It's held on pretty well. It's, like I said, it's curing right now, heat curing right now. As far as the sacrificial floor, that is my own recipe of Portland cement, a low amount of aluminum oxide blast material as an aggregate, and then I mixed it with water. Okay, and I got it into like a packing consistency. Well, I was having trouble getting it in there, and I was like, well, maybe if I add a little bit of sodium silicate to it, it'll work. I don't know if y'all know anything about plasticizers and cement, but plasticizers, what they do is they make the concrete act like it has a lot more water in it when it doesn't. And that's exactly what happened when I mixed that little bit of sodium silicate into the mixture. It just blip. It turned into a liquidy goo, like I dumped a bunch of water in it, and it became more of a cement type consistency, if you will, that you would normally pour concrete in. So that currently is heat curing too. I turned it up so that it could get heat on both sides, and we will be test firing that because we have got something to fix. Remember the vise, I kind of got it pieced back together because I needed it, because I needed to do some file work and stuff like that, some sanding and whatnot. So I've got this here. I probably need a washer up under that, but we'll see. But up under this, and I can't get it now because it's bolted down, there is a channel in there in this swivel, and it's kind of like a trapezoid shape. Well, there's supposed to be a piece in there that has a hole in it, and that wedges in between the two bases, between this base and that base. That piece is missing, and somebody had put a washer in there. And the washer worked okay, but it didn't work good enough. It, as you saw, it slipped all over the place. So I took putty and shoved it up in there and said, okay, this is what I need. I need that much circle. I need that trapezoid shape a little bit bigger than that, so that when it's pushed up, it does wedge and hold it tight. So we've got to forge that out, and I think I'm going to use some of that squared off 3/4 bar that I squared off. So that is that's what we got to fix. That's the forging we got to do. Now the product review. Hold tight. So I had ordered something a few weeks ago and was waiting on it to come in, and it came in the other day. This is a County Line Forge, as you can see. General purpose hammer. The weight is awesome. It feels good in the hand. Great craftsmanship. I mean, this thing looks medieval. It is awesome, man. It is really awesome. But when I opened the box, I went to set the box down. I was like, man, there's still a lot of weight in there just to be packaging paper and stuff like that. Well, James Davis over at County Line Forge decided to sneak something in. A good pair of flat jaw tongs, and these things are awesome. They've got this link here that I'm sure he made himself because I see a little forge weld right there. It's just so cool, and these things are like medieval too. I'm loving it, man. I am absolutely loving it. So we're going to be doing a product review on County Line Forge's general purpose hammer, aka rounding hammer, but it doesn't round anything, you know, really. But we're going to be doing it's a general purpose hammer. We'll be doing a review on this as well as his tongs. James, if you see this video, thank you so much. I am just beside myself at this. I was excited about the hammer, and now I got some tongs too, man. So yeah, this is going to be fun. Back to about the door. Now I know I blasted this stuff. It turned out well, so I am motoring it to the door. If this works and holds up, I will probably wind up lining the entire forge in it. Now it's going to take a lot of these, and I'll order them from Granger, and we'll have to see how that goes. But I will have to get some rigidizer and rigidize the kale wool, and I will use this Vesuvius 3000 Aston mortar. This is not a good liner, guys. I am having some exponential cracking going on, and I keep patching it, and it's not doing it. So as a lining, no, it's not any good. We're going to see how it works as a mortar. So I guess we got a couple product reviews going on. So that's what's going on now. Give me a few minutes. Let me get this thing, it's got to cool off, and then I will fire it up, and we'll go into forging that piece for the vise. Alright, now is this going to be wide enough? Well, it's a little off. I want it to be wider, so it's going to be the first thing to be done. This thing fired up, and see what we got here. We'll see how that floor and the door do, right? Alright, I got something going on. Kind of looks like a mortuary furnace, doesn't it? That's creepy. So it is apparently heating up a lot faster. There's a lot of steam still coming out of there, but water drawn off. So these are probably about the same weight. I ordered a 2 to 3 pound. This one feels a little bit heavier, but I tell you, this feels a lot more balanced. You see the difference in them? But yeah, I think I'm really going to enjoy this versus this. So the tongs are, man, they're just way more comfortable in the hand. Of course, they're new. They have to be worked in a little bit. That's not a problem. They will get there working just a little bit. But they just feel natural compared to these. And you see the difference here. Major difference. This holds a little bit bigger. And I might keep these around. I might actually do, somebody told me, I'll have to go back and check, and I'll put it up on there. Who it was told me to weld a chain link on there, and that way when I go to grab the drill spike, grab it by the head and hold it. So I think that's a good idea for these. These do have to be dressed up a little bit. But first heat, I'm going to pull it out a little bit earlier because I am eager. Yeah. Wow! Huge difference! Holy cow! Huge difference! Major difference in the tongs, major difference in the hammer. This hammer just feels like part of your arm, man. Seriously. It doesn't want to twist. It doesn't want to slide. It just goes with it, man. And where you're looking is where it's going. This thing right here, man, get that out of here. Wow. All right, so first impression of K-Line Porter's hammer. Nice, easy control. Fits well in the hand. The weight is just, it's centered. It's perfect. Wow, that is awesome. Tongs, major difference. Major difference. They work the same way as the other ones. They just feel so good in your hand. I can grip, and my hand is not getting tired of gripping or squeezing. That's, wow. Wow, huge difference. All right, let's go again. God, man, those things are just so much better. Now I'm going to try the rounded part side. God, man, that just swings so beautifully. So beautifully. Smells awesome. Hey, look at this. That is perfect. Alright, that actually gives me an idea. Yeah, probably some of y'all too. So you see, we pretty much have that same angle coming through. So that's what I want. Now, I've got to get that angle on the edges, and then I got to get a hole drilled. Now we got to put it in the vise, and we got to try to chamfer some angles into it. Alright, so I'm now using a 24 grit, 1/4 inch thick aluminum oxide abrasive disc to try to get some of these angles into it. Alright, so this is about where I want it. So now I will mark this front side, drill a hole out. I believe that's 3/8. And I got one that's a little bit longer. It should make it all the way through. Now there's a little bit of space between this and the top because I don't want it to butt up against this primary base, main base, and bottom out. I want it to be bigger because I want it to lock that in place. Okay, we have now gotten the bolt through there. I got to get through the right side though. There we go. Now she slides right in that hole there. like so. Flip this over. And I'll put this on. I do need to get a washer for right there. Tighten her up. And I'm going to mount it and we'll give it a try. Alright, so it is in there. Lay something down and I can get some, put some pressure. Let's see if that helps any. Yeah, I would say that's got her locked down pretty good. I shouldn't have no more problems with twist and my vise slipping. Let's be on the safe side. A little bit more leverage. Look at there. That ain't going nowhere. So, vise is repaired. You can't get parts for 100-year-old vices anymore. And even if I could, it would cost me an arm and a leg. And why when I can make my own part? So guys, I hope you enjoyed. This was a fun little go at. Let's take a look at some things here. So the anvil's still good. The hammer looks beautiful. No marring. Great. Beautiful. The tongs work like a charm. And let's take a look at the inside of this. Now that it's cooled off. Let's get this door flipped over. See if any of the soapstone fell off. It did not. It did not. That mortar seems to be holding well. Our floor, I am not seeing any cracking at all, and I'm not seeing any blistering. It's still hot as the dickens in there. I've got a lot of cracking in there. A ton of cracking. Yeah, I would say that's good. I would say that's good to go. So, it looks like we've had some success so far. So, I may wind up lining that. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed on this little adventure here. And we are going to be done, and we will catch you guys on the flip side. Love, peace, and chicken grease.